Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, October 21st at midnight Mountain Time. The models are in, and it might as well be a sin. 44 states showing snow before November 1st, which won't be a first. Last year we had 46 or more states, but we're repeating a similar pattern. All of PA looking to pick up some snow. And many other states, including Texas. The nexus of the space weather news. Coronal hole is coupling with us here, the northern coronal hole, and we have this big baby, equatorial, about to head to us. Remember that 7 magnitude drought? Yeah, that's going to end in the next 3 to 5 days. Mark my words. Not to mention 6.4 just kicked off in Vanuatu, helping us quelch that deficit. And has anyone told you it's going to snow in the UK? Holy macaroni! Check out Wyoming. Keep calm. It's boom time. Nothing. White screen. Florida battered by Nestor's high winds. Tornado leaves thousands without power. Middle school damaged. And there's Rand Paul looking like a... Nearly 10,000 customers were left without power. Vehicles were turned over in the middle of the school day. There's some pictures. Look at that. Semi-truck smashing the SUV there. Nestor lashes Georgia. Tornadoes. 3 of them rake Florida and roke that car. Is that how you say that? Nestor spawned a tornado that damaged this car in Cape Coral. California can expect blackouts for a decade, says PG&E CEO. We're not paying for shit, so you're going to be in the dark. You better remember where you parked. The CEO of Pacific Gas and Electric Corp told California energy regulators that the state will likely see blackouts for another decade, like the one imposed last week that left as many as 800,000 customers without power. Dallas-Fort Worth weather, more than 40,000 without power as storms move through the Metroplex. An overview of storm damage, weather footage, flight info, and power outage numbers tied to Sunday's night's severe weather is not even visible. It's blacked out. Luckily, we have access to Power Outage US, which is more comprehensive. And here you can see Texas is a major outage. 105,000 people, many of them sheeple, are blacked out. Are you blacked out? Did you have one too many? We're going to load the map. How loaded are you? Come on, map. Load it up. We do not condone the consumption of alcohol. But over 11,591,223 customers are tracked in Texas at the nexus of the schmexus. And there are currently 116,206 customers without power, with the latest update happening just now, which is actually not now, which is a little earlier than now, but we'll tell you how later. Now, the outage scale, 0% in these little counties, but the yellow ones, holy, which isn't really that many. It's just like 10% here, 10 there, 10% over here. 10% over there is like 80,000 people. The whole county's out. Holy macaroni. That's a bad place to be right there. Whatever. Ellis County. That's not even the bad one. There it is. Dallas. That's not even a major percentage. Anyway, I don't know much about Texas. Except the power's out. KGW8. Sunrise forecast. After heavy snowfall, Timberline opens slopes for one day of skiing and snowboarding. Government Camp Oregon. Timberline reopened. Poochie. Is that related to Bucci? I know that guy. The lifts were open from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Sunday. They're now closed until later this season. But it will be a season for the pleasing. I don't even know what that means. But there was heavy snowfall in Timberline which seems to be somewhere in Oregon. Expect 3 more days of snow in the Steamboat Springs area. North central Colorado. After a week of snow, sunny skies to reappear Thursday, but not before 3 more days of snow. The blanket of snow in Routt County is going to get thicker, with 3 to 6 inches of snow forecast to fall Tuesday and Wednesday. The snow is in the forecast Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. As of Sunday morning, the weather stations in the county reported 2 to 5 inches of snow had fallen overnight. According to data from Community Collaborative Rain, Snow, and Hail Network, they sound important. That snow melted a bit late morning before the snow showers moved in again late afternoon, bringing an additional 2 to 3 to Steamboat Springs at 6 p.m. And day after day after day of snow will be falling there. Snow reports Saturday into Sunday. Skypes Canyon, Big Sky, 5 plus, 7 inches in Skypes. Clarkston saw 4, so did Livingston. Emigrant, 3.5, and this is all in Montana. Bozeman, a fast-paced storm, produced moderate to heavy snow for most of the mountain ranges in southwest Montana Saturday into Sunday, which was their fun day, especially for sledders and backcountry skiers. Travel impacts were mostly over the mountain passes as we wait for winter to start. 7 weeks away. 8, maybe 9. Snow accumulations above 5,000 varied from 3 to 8 inches, and over most of the high mountain peaks up to a foot or more. Al Gore's a bore. I held my tongue. Winter weather outlook 2019 for New York, Buffalo. Andy and Aaron's predictions for the season ahead. Buffalo will be buried in Buffalo, where they probably have very few buffalo. Buffalo, New York. As leaves rapidly change, it's time once again to look down the road and see what Mother Nature has looking in store for the winter. But when will the battle zone of these temperature titans shift to the Great Lakes and unleash the lake effect in western New York? I love the pork up there. It's tough to keep this up. Thermal clues to the upcoming winter can be found in a very colorful but data-rich sea surface temperature map, which is not a schmap. It's actually data. They reveal warm waters off the East Coast and no El Nino in the Pacific, creating a neutral phase. I think we reported on this probably. But we are in consensus with the neutrality of the locality. But cosmic ray flux increasing, solar minimum still getting deeper, and people still getting cheaper. What does it all mean? There are good indicators for the path of polar plunges, which will take through the winter season. Early on, the coldest air will remain over the Midwest, but later in the winter season, weather patterns will shift, allowing Arctic air to lock in for the long haul. This will hold average daytime highs below 32 degrees in January, barely above freezing in February, and finally back to barely above freezing in March. So, expect winter in western to New York to be frozen pork. And that is a boom. Tonight's first boom, which we don't even have. We'll get to it later. Heads up, more snow for the Mountain West as jackknife trailers, Lonely Sailors, and Jackson Hole gets 13 inches right up the Grand Teton. Jackson, 12 inches. Clark saw 11. Afton, 10 inches. Alta, 10. And Pshashka, 10. And all the porn stars flocked to the region. I know, it's so politically incorrect. I apologize. Denver weather, sunny skies in the metro areas with whiteout conditions expected in the mountains. KKK runs there for their next meeting. Cooler temperatures and strong wind gusts are forecast Sunday for Denver, with snow and windy gusts in the mountains likely making travel difficult for the KKK to descend in those peaks. Denver forecast calls for mostly sunny skies, wind gusts up to 48 miles per hour. Hours of powers, with highs near 50 and a low around 31, with gusts as high as 44, according to the National Weather Service in Boulder. Whiteout conditions are likely in the mountains, especially near ridges and passes. They could all kiss my... The Weather Service said icy and snowy conditions expected, with snowfall up to 4 inches in some areas. Whiteout with 4 inches. High fire danger is still expected in these whiteout conditions. But lower, it's going to be drier. They'll be dry somewhere. And blustery. Here's the GFS model. This has been a fun one. We're about to get buried. Let's move it through. So we're going to see the first tippy touch. Look at that. Boom. Let's walk it through. Here's your Tuesday, which is your lose day, into your Thursday. Tuesday, lose day, Wednesday, Thursday. And then all hell breaks loose through next weekend. More mountain snow. Ho, ho, ho. Boom! I mean, these are mathematical. But they're glorious. UK snow forecast. Arctic wall to freeze. Britain with minus 10 C temperatures. Shock graphs. Britain is facing minus 10 C, 14 Fahrenheit. Arctic blast to hit with a fortnight as freezing temperatures bring the first flurries to snows in parts of the county this weekend, and whatever that means. The mercury will plummet to minus 3 C, 26.6 Fahrenheit in exposed spots in Scotland, northern England over the next 36 hours amid fresh warnings. This winter could rival some of the coldest on record. Not a schmeckhead. The Scottish Highlands are about to get what is likely to be the first dusting of the schmusting of the season, with more widespread risks in the reason of the snow to be elevated high levels in the region. Bitterly cold mornings will bring shrouds of thick fog, threatening chaos for rush hour commuters. She may be pregnant. Well, that's just a terrible angle. BBC weather, cold temperatures forecast, shock weather charts show UK will be battered by snow this week. Well, snow is set to hit parts of the UK this week, with regions in northern England and Scotland expected to bear the brunt. This guy wore a very snappy setup.
Six skies to take us through the rest of this afternoon with towering cumulonimbus clouds like these, interspersed with spells of sunshine. This was the scene in Gosport in Hampshire earlier in the day. Now, looking at the radar picture, you can see the lion's share of the showers have been across Wales, southern England, with some thunderstorm activity here. And if anything, the showers will continue to be really heavy, driven into the northwest of Wales. You can see the clouds aligning, a cloud street being pushed in by the prevailing winds into northwest Wales. And if anything, the showers here through this afternoon will get even heavier. So I think there is a risk of seeing some localised surface water issues building in here with those torrential thundery downpours. There'll also be some particularly heavy rain working into eastern Scotland, where the Met Office have issued a weather warning for accumulations of rain, not just through this afternoon, but lasting into the night time and perhaps into the first part of Saturday as well. Further southwards, showers will come and go as well across England and Wales. It'll stay quite blustery overnight as well. The onshore winds keeping things quite mild towards the south coast, but I think generally we're looking at temperatures overnight between 4 and 9 degrees in the towns and cities. And as far as the weekend goes, well, it's another day of sunshine and showers coming up on Saturday. However, we should see some changes in the weather picture by Sunday, with far fewer showers and more in the way of dry weather and a bit of sunshine coming through. Now, we'll start the day on Saturday with an area of rain moving southwards across Scotland.
Sounds like they're totally flux, especially moving into the weekend. And we're about to get to those forecasts. UK weather alert. And bushka. The Russians are looking at heavy snow coming in. Take a look at Norway. Holy sh! They're going to be buried in up to a meter or more, which is not a schmeter. But talk to Dieter, because he has a tight leotard on. And Greta Thunberg's, how dare you, continent or country or schmountry, however you want to do it in your country, picking up some heavy snow as well. And then a little strippity stripe going over here over east or western Russia, maybe even Prussia, wherever that is. And then we see snow moving into the Alps, as well as the UK and Scotland. Totally over in Scotland. My family's from Scotland. I live in Scotland. Do I sound fancy in Scotland? Yeah, so we're looking at 21 centimeters, at least in central UK and regions, 3 November 5th. Totally fluxed. Where are we? I'm trying to keep these all open. Scientists detect movement on a major California fault for the first time. Oh my goodness. A major California fault has begun shifting and may be capable of producing an 8.0 trembler, according to scientists. The movement is a result of this year's ridge crest earthquakes sequence destabilizing nearby faults, according to a study released Thursday by scientists in California. Let's open that up, Institute of Technology. The period of seismic quiescence in Southern California was rudely interrupted by the Ridgecrest earthquake sequence in July 2019, Ross et al. Mapped the slip sequences during the magnitude 6.4 and 7.1 earthquakes, respectively, that shook the region. They found that ruptures of a few larger but many smaller faults occurred during both earthquakes. The Ridgecrest sequence calls for rethinking seismic hazards, and multi-fault ruptures are not usually considered when assessing seismic risks. Now, this sounds totally nonsensical and means nothing to me at all, or probably to you. But let me break it down in layman's terms, because we're all laymen. There's the Ridgecrest Fault. As of Thursday, Governor Gavin Newsom saw our last report on him, and he was shocked. Yeah, he got an anal bleaching immediately to feel better. But I can't even be funnier. Here we are. In the past, there was no record of movement in the Garlock Fault, and the Garlock Fault has now reawakened due to the Ridgecrest Fault. So in layman's terms, the Garlock Fault, capable of 8 magnitude or greater, has reawakened and is ready to rock right up your fault line. We don't have time. Is this our last one, LA Times? Because we won't even watch it. We can't even see it. Sorry, we missed that article. It's probably a short article anyway. So, yeah, it was a follow-up on that. Seismic update. Boom! 6.4 in Vanuatu. At a depth of 226.1 kilometers means that this could be coming up to the surface as that 7 magnitude that we are in deficit of almost 100 days. We should have had 4 by now. Where is that? 4. How do you do it? 4. We should have had 4 7 mags by now. And we've had none. We had this measly 6.4, which is adding insult to injury to humanity. Hello! Whoa! I just went over to Vanuatu. I feel a little sick. Space weather news. Plasma density is spiking and is still spiking. We are currently at KP3, geomagnetic stability, but about to get into instability and into geomagnetic storm, which is not the norm, but is predicted. And as we shifted into that phi angle back and down into the 180 danger zone, we had that 6.4 kickoff in Vanuatu. As the BZ shifts back, Earth to Sun, we're waiting for it to shift back to Sun to Earth. But we are probably entering here, and it goes electron storm, and we're waiting for this KP probably to go up to 4 and 5. And the reason why is because you can come over and we will quickly look at, whoa, there it is. The plasma density has increased logarithmically in just the last 3 hours. Now the plasma speed hasn't moved at all. But as always does, this speed is now going to rise up well above 420 kilometers per second, which is dab-worthy. And if it breaks 5, 6, 700, we're going to be definitely in geomagnetic storm. And this is all because of the sun. That's not your fault. But we have this northern coronal hole that is now currently coupling with us. And this Oh, this southern coronal hole is coupling with us now. See how it is past Earth facing? That is basically the mark when that coronal hole stream will couple with us. And we're just beginning to couple with this northern coronal hole, which is much larger and compact, which is typical of setting off large earthquakes on Earth. Larger, equatorial, and compact sets off big earthquakes on Earth. Let me repeat that. Larger coronal holes that are more compact as opposed to elongated tend to set off large earthquakes on Earth. Not until they are Earth facing and they're just rotating by us. That's why it gives us 1, 2, 3 days until boom time or earlier. Because this baby is serious. And so we're going to get the plasma stream from this coronal hole opening that we're coupling with now, and hopefully it falls off before this baby couples with us, because it will be an additive effect of this coronal hole stream plus this compact equatorial coronal hole, and that will add insult to injury and bring those 7 magnitude droughts to an end in just the next few days. Where are we here? Worldwide volcano news update. No volcanoes of note, but we'll be watching them. Links will be below. The cartel is in charge. Here, narcos overpower authorities and release El Chapo's son in a massive show of force. After being captured by Mexican forces, the Sinaloa cartel managed to wrest El Chapo's son free from the government control with a stunning show of force, complete with machine guns and rocket launchers, killing people in the city and wreaking havoc. And the government let him go. It's that easy when you organize. Rampaging mob stage an arson spree in Hong Kong. No Egg Foo Young tonight. Egypt unveils discovery of 30 ancient coffins. We reported on this and it was only 29 the other day, but now there's 30 and now there are mummies inside. Can you obfuscate from the truth anymore? Did you just all make these out of papier-mâché? Papier-mâché. Egyptian authorities on Saturday revealed that the contents of 30 ancient wooden coffins discovered in Luxor, and yes, they have people, which are dead. Mummies. Mustafa Wasaidi, Secretary General of the Supreme Court Council of Antiquities, told reporters the discovery was the country's largest in modern center. The first cash coffin to be discovered by Egyptian mission after years of total deep bullshit and fake information about pyramid and other things. The archaeologists dig the fantastic and the unexplained to show. Egyptian coffin dated to be whatever. The last back in 1891, and now we fantastic. Boom. We mean it. Man, what's happening? White screen. I'm sorry. The pupilly. Have you heard of the pupilli? Geode? Well, you're gonna. Orionid Meteor Showers 2019 is peaking, and soon I'm going to eat a few mushrooms and I'll be peaking. Sorry, Alan. Here's how to see those shooting stars. Yeah, a few psilocybe cubensis and boom, you'll be seeing stars. But otherwise, go outside now and look up! Holy sh... The Orionid meteor shower is usually the best meteor shower during the autumn months and will be at its peak in the next few nights. So go out there and look up near Orion. Hence the Orionids. Experts are hoping the 2019 version, which is peaking in the next few days, lives up to its billing. Thank you, Haley's comment. I don't even know if that was true. I just said that. But this hasn't even come up. This was an article about this gigantic geode that is totally amazing, and it's not coming up. But we'll link it below, so check it out. Tsankawi. This is where Leah and I will be going for a 3-day excursion to delve deeper into the electric universe model, ancient knowledge, ancient technology, and ancient cultures. We just got back from a Penitente Canyon trip where we researched miles of canyon and only came up with 3 areas with pictographs which were painted with red pigments depicting the Venusian or Martian interaction with our Earth thousands of years ago. And we're going to go to Sankawi, where I believe there is a detailed account of these cosmic catastrophes, so detailed that is why this area is so unknown. Now, I've already been there once, and it's quite amazing. And it's near Los Alamos, which is another top secret underground base where probably aliens are kept, or alien technology anyway. And this is in the vicinity of White Rock. We're going to be staying at Boquiwa, a city nearby, closest city to White Rock. And we're going to go to Bandelier as well and look for the reptilian shapeshifter monoliths and the Paiute cliff dwellings as well. So this is a very long-awaited, extremely dense. It's going to be Leah, myself, Rex, Alien Allen, maybe others. I really don't know. We're developing it now. But it's going to be a very intense investigative period on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. So join us for the journey into hidden history and cliff dwellings. I mean, these places are incredible. Now, Rex and I went here last year to Sankawi, and what we found was this pictograph panel at the top of the mesa where you have to tiptoe around this cliffside trail, and it almost looks like it reminds me of the 10 Commandments in Roman Catholic churches, and I think it's exactly what we're seeing up there, except that it is prior to vocabulary, and it's absolutely a story, time immemorial, and we're going to show you this, and we're going to be right here in just a few days. And another enigma, the Puye cliff dwellings, very rarely known about, rarely talked about, and Bandolier. And we're going to show you some reptilian monolithic statues that are 3 meters high. We're going to blow your mind. It's unfortunate that the videos that when we're covering ancient history and hidden knowledge are seldomly watched, which is why I'm sitting right here for minutes, because I want you guys to be sparked by the fact that you've been lied to about all of the past, all of the history. History is a mystery. Look at these steps up here. Thousands of people walking up this rhyolite tuff. People living in little holes. Are these the ant people? When we get here on Friday, you're going to see some of the biggest pictographs of ant people that exist on the planet. And they have antennae. There are anthropomorphs of humans with antennae all over this place. I believe this is one of the keys to unraveling all of the answers. Hope you got something out of the video. This is what Wyoming looks like at the beginning of fall. And this is what my flute sounds like when I play it. Be safe. We love you.